And now to the latest on the government shutdown.
All right, at this hour, Congress members returning to Washington to consider the deal passed in the Senate last night.
And all this as we are awaiting the Supreme Court to weigh in on when full SNAP food benefits can resume, and the FAA is canceling even more flights.
All right, we have team coverage for you tonight on the government shutdown.
Richard Giacovas is at the Westchester County Airport monitoring the travel situation at all of our regional airports.
All right, we're going to kick things off, though, as Fox 5's Linda Schmidt live in the newsroom with the latest out of Washington. Linda.
Yeah, first of all, good evening to both of you. And the longest shutdown in history has now taken a major step forward to ending. House members are making their way back to Washington right now, but many are, no doubt, running into flight delay problems, just like millions of other Americans have been dealing with because of the shutdown. Now, the House is hoping to vote on the Senate bill tomorrow. Senate Republicans were able to pass their bill last night to reopen the government after 8 Democrats made a deal with them and switched their votes. Now, the House has to vote on that bill. Most House members, however, have been in their home districts across the country since September. So we're going to have to wait and see if they are able to make it back to vote tomorrow. If not, the vote would be later on in the week. Now, one of the Democrats who has been against the shutdown since it started October 1st is Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania. Democrats had demanded the extension of the Obamacare subsidies so that health care costs do not skyrocket for millions of Americans. That is why the Democrats shut down the government. Fetterman has said that he also wants those subsidies extended, but he did not think it was worth shutting down the government, which led to cutting SNAP benefits, chaos at many airports, and by the way, today is Veterans Day, and many vets have been severely affected by the shutdown.
We think about 1.2 million veterans that have food insecurity issues across our country. And with a SNAP program being halted, that added to the misery that veterans have.
Millions and millions of Americans now will have their lives brought back to normal.
Now, New York Republican Congressman Mike Lawler from Rockland County, he arrived at the airport in Westchester County this afternoon to catch a flight to D.C. I just spoke with his press secretary, and he tells me the flight ran late today. He sat on the tarmac for just over an hour, but he is in the air now. So, Stephen, Natasha, back upstairs to you.
Yeah.
I'm sure that many people are going to be running into problems trying to arrive in D.C. on time for tomorrow.
Yeah, like everybody else. All right, we appreciate it. Thanks, Linda. And the government shutdown leading to flight reductions at all 3 of New York City's major airports.
And that has some people opting to fly out of smaller airports instead. Fox 5's Richard Giacovas spoke with travelers flying out of Westchester County today.
Luggage already on the carousel, no lines at TSA, and the departure board has just one 12-minute delay. This is the Westchester County Airport in White Plains during the government shutdown. It's a hidden gem, and it's seeing an uptick in travelers who are trying to fly in and out of here for a premium to avoid all the chaos. Newark and LaGuardia airports have been testing travelers' patience for days now after that FAA mandate to reduce flights left some stranded for hours today. We found travelers who moved their flights to Westchester as a precaution or chose it because they couldn't deal with the headaches. Darlene Carbone was one of those whose flight to Vero Beach was switched from JFK to LaGuardia, then canceled again. Before giving up, though, Darlene booked one last time out of HPN today, and it looked like she was finally ready for takeoff.
Just small airline, small airport. We figured that was the best way to do it. Less chance of having a cancellation.
And so far?
Well, we were supposed to fly out last night. We had like 4 different delays, and then it was canceled. And coming up, we were delayed a couple of times. We got on the plane, and then we were taken back off of the plane. So we almost didn't make it.
Katie Freeman didn't really have a choice. She creates costumes for the Dance Theater of Harlem. Katie and about 40 others were scheduled to leave from LaGuardia this week for a performance at the Detroit Opera House, but the company rebooked all of them to leave out of Westchester to have a better chance of getting there on time. But Katie and other travelers say it's Westchester that is just simply worth it.
We were supposed to fly out of LaGuardia, but because of all the shutdowns and the staff problems and everything, they moved us to a smaller hub, Westchester, in hopes that we get out.
Who wants to go to New York City and JFK?
And what's going on down there? No, this is our backyard. It's worth every penny.
And check this out. This is the arrival board on Veterans Day. During the height of all the flights coming into Westchester County Airport, those flights are coming in ahead of schedule. It's kind of unheard of during this shutdown. And the county government says a lot of that has to do with less air traffic, which puts less of a strain on the air traffic controllers and the TSA. Again, still no TSA lines. So it seems like HPN is the place to fly in and out of, whether you're coming from the city or paying a little more, at least during this shutdown. It's the hidden gem. We're in Westchester County and White Plains. Richard Giacovas, Fox 5 News.